Hello everyone, this is Manvi Khurana, and in today's speaking interview we have Ankita with us. So Ankita was having a problem in generating ideas. Now let's see how much improvement is there. Before starting guys, do not forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. What is your full name?
My full name is Ankita Gogia.
How may I address you?
You may address me by my first name Ankita.
Ankita, where do you come from?
I am from the small city by the name of Mohali. It is situated in the district of Punjab and there are more green pastures available here. Apart from this, it is also famous for its international cricket stadium.
Okay. Do you work or study?
I am a student. I have completed my senior secondary education and now I am pursuing diploma in computer application.
Do you like poetry?
Yes, I do like poetry. I have read many poems of different poets as I find poetry quite euphonious and it also charms my mind. Apart from this, a poet also displays its inner beauty by writing poems that I usually find quite charming.
Who is your favorite poet?
Well, I admire different poets, but definitely here I would like to mention William Wordsworth. He is my favorite poet and I really admire the poem The Men May Come, Men May Go, which is written by him.
Do you like insects?
Yes, I do like insects because they play a pivotal role in our ecology. Apart from this, they are quite beneficial for an environment.
Are there many different insects where you live?
Well, to be honest, I live in the hub of city, so there are not much insects found where I live. As the insects are usually found in the outskirts of the city.
Do you think insects are useful?
Yes, I do reckon that insects are quite useful as they aerate soil and also helps in pollination. Apart from this, they also help in maintaining food chain, which is a necessity for maintaining biodiversity.
Which is your favorite insect?
Definitely it's butterflies because they are a bit colorful and they are quite lustrous, so people usually like butterflies as they are not bit scary as other insects are.
Which country would you like to visit to see various insects?
Definitely it's Mexico because Mexico is majorly famous for glasswing butterflies and I would also like to visit Chile, which is also famous for a vast majority of butterflies.
What kind of insects make some people scared?
I reckon that most of the insects are a bit scary, such as ants, grasshoppers and beetles because they are a bit hideous for people.
So this was the end of part 1. Now we'll be beginning with part 2. In this I'll be giving you a topic and then you have to prepare on it for 1 minute. Then you have to speak on it for about 2 minutes. Okay? Start speaking.
Well, during our school days, we usually meet a lot of people. However, there are only few people who really impress us and we seek flashes of inspiration from such persons. As far as I am concerned, I met a remarkable personality during my childhood. Her name is Mrs. Roy. She's 50 years old and when I was in primary education, she used to teach me English. Well, to be honest, in my budding years, I used to be an average student. So I got quite lower marks. And I vividly remember that once I got only 8 marks in mathematics and all the teachers used to rebuke me a lot. but and once my teacher also cancelled my games period for the sake of punishment. I really felt disheartened. I used to sit isolated for hours in the classroom, and I used to feel quite disheartened. However, upon seeing my plight, my teacher came to rescue me. She made me read 3 pages of my favorite cartoon notebook. She did it for at least 3 months, and fortunately I became a voracious reader, and it really helped me in rescuing me. So, and my teachers were also quite pleased and ecstatic with my performance, and I became a topper of a class. So this punishment proved to be a blessing in disguise for me. And now if I am a successful person, the credit goes to Mrs. Roy. And I have also heard from my bosom friend that Mrs. Roy has helped many people who are in the same trajectory. I believe that people more in this world, we need more people like Mrs. Roy to be a better place to live in for the youth.
So this is the end of part 2. Now I'll be asking you a few follow-up questions, right? Why do people always miss their childhood?
I reckon that childhood is the best of all the seasons of everyone's life, and during a person's childhood, persons are usually stress free, and all the supplements are provided by the parents, so people usually miss their childhood a lot.
Are children happier than adults?
Yes, I do believe that children are quite ecstatic than adults, because as children are stress free and they do not have any tensions, whereas the adults have quite bigger responsibilities on their shoulders, so the adults are usually tensed.
Why do people still remember many of their friends from primary school?
Well, I believe that there are major 2 factors that are responsible for remembering the friends. Firstly, the quality of time that people usually spend with their friends, and secondly, their bonding. I believe that their bonding is quite strong comparatively to the bonding which they acquire in their adult life.
What kinds of primary school teachers impress students?
According to my perspective, the teachers who are creative thinkers and they think beyond the box, such as they use the latest technology and apps to tell students about their work. They usually impress the students the most. Apart from this, the teachers who are quite polite and who are quite compassionate impress the students a lot.
Did you have a happy childhood?
Yes, everyone has a happy childhood, so am I, because childhood is the golden period of everyone's life. Well, I vividly remember that I have spent my quality of time with my friends and my family in my childhood, because when I was a child there was a pandemic, so I didn't went to school, so I usually spend my childhood with my kith and kins.
What did you like to do when you were a child?
Well, I was having a hobby of collecting soft toys, so whenever I used to go to market, I would love to buy soft toy for me. So this was a hobby that I possessed in my childhood.
What were some embarrassing situations when you were a child?
Well, to be honest, there were not much embarrassing situations, but I vividly remember that there was one situation where my teacher told me to deliver a speech in front of the whole class. I felt quite disheartened because I was not able to generate ideas, and there was all humor created around with my speech. So this was the most embarrassing moment of my life.
So this is the end of the interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
So guys, let's evaluate this interview. Our first criteria is fluency and coherence. Fluency was fine, there were not much pauses, and she used good connectors such as apart from this, moreover, well, however. Then next criteria is lexical resources. In this she used amazing and brilliant vocabulary words. She used words like green pastures, euphonious, pivotal, then biodiversity, irate, lustrous, hideous, remarkable, plight, rebuke, then disheartened, compassionate. Moreover, she used idioms. She used blessing in disguise. Now next criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. So she used complex statements and compound statements as well. Then accuracy, there were a few grammatical errors. She said I got lower marks, so she should have said that I used to get lower grades. Then she said when I was in primary education. She should have said when I was in primary school, or she should have said during my primary education. So these were the grammatical errors. So next we come to pronunciation. Pronunciation was good. She said for poem she used poem, but in British pronunciation we use poem, and in American pronunciation we use poem. So we can use both the things, so it is fine. So the band score for this interview is 6.5. So guys, try to use so many good vocabulary words while speaking in your introductory as well as your follow-up questions. Students generally use good vocabulary words only in their cue card, but they are not very keen in using such words in their introductory and follow-up questions. But you should concentrate on these parts as well. And I'll see you in the next video.